What is up, guys? Today Fortnite added the new Galaxy Sprite variant and also made a few other changes as well, so I'm going to be going over these changes and letting you guys know what happened. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, comment down below what you think of these changes, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolvedJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. The first change is going to be the Galaxy Sprite variant. This is a new variant of sprites that will exist for all the normal sprite types, so the 10 original ones. Burnt Peanut does not get variants, so there's no like gold gummy or galaxy version of him, but all the other sprites do have a new galaxy version. And the effect of having a galaxy sprite is whatever it does, and then on top of that, 20% more ammo whenever you loot ammo. So if you looted 100 bullets, you would loot 120 bullets instead. Not the biggest, greatest change of all time, but from a gameplay perspective, it probably is more impactful than what we've seen with the gold and gummy variants. And for today, as they were released, there is a higher chance of the Galaxy Sprite spawning. That is just for, their first day being added. It will go to a lower chance of spawning after today. So there's new sprites to collect. These ones, probably will be a bit better, but they're also going to be really sought after, so using one definitely makes you a target. The Lancehead pistol did get a minor buff today. When you reload this weapon, your character actually throws the magazine, and this can deal damage to enemies. And the magazine throw damage was increased from 40 to 45 for the regular variants, and then 45 to 50 for the mythic variants. So not a huge change, but it's a little bit of helpful thing you can do with that pistol. The Overdrive spawn rate was reduced in zero build in both chests and floor loot. So it was reduced by 9% in chests and 17% in floor loot. As always, nerfing mobility by nerfing the spawn rate of it is one of the more unfortunate things Fortnite can do, because, it's a double-edged sword. Those games where, every player you run into has 2 stacks of Overdrive grenades and they just run and run and run, that can definitely be annoying, but it also is very annoying to loot your POI and feel like you don't have enough to really, play the game or make plays. So I don't like the nerfing of spawn rate. One thing I would like to see them do to nerf Overdrive grenades this season, or just adjust them and shockwaves, is the audio levels. So in Season 3, Fortnite did nerf visual audio. I don't know if they nerfed the regular audio as well, or if we were just super reliant on visual audio all these years, but it feels like there's a lot of instances this season where somebody just overdrives or shockwaves right onto you, and you get no audio at all or no indication that they're on you until they're basically on you. And with the time to kill being incredibly fast this season, that can be really fluky to deal with, and I've seen a lot of other players complain about this as well. So Fortnite was looking for a way to nerf this item. I think making it louder would have been a much better change than just spawn rate, but they didn't nuke the spawn rate. It didn't feel absolutely terrible playing after this change was made, but it's one of those things where, the games where you don't find it are a lot more memorable than the games where you do find it, and then they just kind of play out normally. So I know a lot of people are not going to be happy to see the spawn rate reduced. Something that did get an increase of spawn rate is going to be the self-revive kit. It was added to chest loot. Previously, it was only in rare chests, and the chance of it spawning from rare chests was increased by 25%, and then it also had an increased spawn rate from bosses at 20%, and this indirectly kind of nerfed the chance of the bosses dropping a chug jug by 20%, because when you eliminate a boss, they drop their weapon and then either a chug jug or a self revive. So having a better chance of getting self revive from the bosses means you have less of a chance of getting a chug. And while playing after the update, it did feel like every player I encountered was having self-revive, so it's a relatively small sample size for sure. But I do think this is a change that will be noticed, and self-revive is definitely going to be more plentiful on the island. Another change that happened to bosses is that they will always drop their mythic weapon now. I think this is a really good change. So previously, the bosses that would just spawn on the map, when you eliminated them, they would drop either the mythic version of their weapon or the legendary version of their weapon. But now with this update, they will always drop the mythic. And I think this is a very good change, because I feel like, I think it was in the Simpsons season, but throughout all of Chapter 7, they've made the boss's location somewhat random. So you have to kind of guess where they're going to be. And then you eliminate them, and then you also have a chance to get the mythic. So it's random where they spawn, and then it's random whether or not you get the mythic. And so it's like 2 layers of randomness to actually get this mythic weapon. And I think what they were going for was just trying to make the bosses less of something that people are just landing on every single game or feeling like they have to land on every single game. But I think just having the location be different accomplishes that. So I like that they made the mythic guaranteed. I think they should have either made the boss location guaranteed and then the weapon random, or make the location random and the weapon guaranteed. Like, one aspect can be random and one should be guaranteed, but both of them being random just felt pretty underwhelming a lot of times. So them dropping their mythics means a lot more players will get an opportunity to use those items, which is good. The mini games you can play to get mythics, like the duck race to get the mythic striker pump, or the vault at the duck POI, that is still random whether or not it drops the mythic. But like I said, that's a guaranteed location, so it being random isn't the biggest deal. Vehicles now use less fuel when traveling the map. This is like an okay change, I guess. I feel like there isn't very many cars on this map. Just in general, it feels like way less than before. And so them having more fuel isn't really that big of a change to me one way or the other. The gold you can get from beds and couches was reduced. Prior to this update in this season, the beds were dropping like 1,000 gold, which was really nice when you needed to buy a good weapon, but now they're going to be dropping a bit less gold, which is unfortunate. The combat pistol got a buff in reload to have less recoil and less spread, so that combat pistol is probably going to feel a lot better now. And in reload, the map rotation was changed so that Slurp Rush is no longer in the map rotation, and now Oasis, the desert map, has replaced it in rotation. So if you were a fan of the Chapter 2 Slurp Rush reload map, it is no longer in the rotation for now, but it probably will be coming back at some point in the future because Fortnite typically kind of rotates maps in and out of the reload map rotation. And the final change is going to be that the Dream Sprites, or one of the final changes, is going to be that the Dream Sprites no longer drop porta bunkers. For some reason, the Dream Sprites would randomly drop bunkers sometimes, and this confused some players because that's not something that's actually in the loot pool right now. And so those are no longer there. It was just, you know, a weird effect that they were getting dropped, and it was not intentional. And the final change is going to be saving John Wick's dog no longer gives you healing items. So previously there was a chance for it to drop some heals. Now it will no longer do that. It will only drop the legendary or mythic lance head pistol, but the dog still will replenish your health and shield when you interact with it after saving it. So when you save the dog, you eliminate the NPCs and interact with it, it'll max your health and shield, which is really helpful. That will still happen. It's just no longer dropping heals in addition to maxing out those stats. So that is basically it for this update. Like I said, it was a very minor update. I think the most impactful changes were the bosses guaranteed dropping their mythic, the overdrive spawn chance, the self-revive change, and then obviously the Galaxy Sprites being added into rotation as well. Let me know if you like the effect of the Galaxy Sprites. It's still one that I don't think I would care enough about to want to run. Like, sure, more ammo is nice, but it's not that game-changing to me to where I'm really going to want to buy back this more expensive version and use it consistently. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you found this video to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.